Rutland, Douglas. Born on April 21, 2511, to a family of high estate on the human outer colony Asphodel, in a place called Ketleia, Douglas was flagged for the UNSC super soldier project Spartan-II. At the age of 6, he was abducted by a team of operatives from the Office of Naval Intelligence and brought to the FleetCom military complex on planet Reach. He was thusly conscripted into the Spartan-II program, and thenceforth would be known as Douglas-042. As with all of the 74 other trainees in the project's boot camp, Douglas-042 was instructed in the art of war and raised to be one of the greatest human soldiers in history. At first, he was angry about his situation, but decided to resolve that wrath into a conviction, both in his own physical prowess and in a hope that he was destined for an ultimate purpose in life. His upbeat, positive attitude is said to encourage and uplift his fellow Spartans in difficult circumstances. On March 9, 2525, Douglas-042 was subjected to physical augmentations as part of Project Aster, the final phase of the Spartans' training. Like many of the other candidates, his body rejected the biochemical and biomechanical alterations, and he was temporarily washed out of the Spartan-II program. However, at some time between 2526 and 2530, Douglas was successfully rehabilitated and re-augmented, and was then partnered with other washouts Alice-130 and Jerome-092 under Red Team. Red Team's first recorded combat encounter was on Arcadia in 2531, where they were helping to evacuate civilians from Perth City during a Covenant invasion. It was here that they began working with forces from the UNSC Spirit of Fire, whom they helped with pushing back against Covenant operations on Arcadia. They assisted in destroying a Covenant energy dome placed around unknown ruins, and after Professor Ellen Anders was kidnapped by Arbiter Ripa Morami while she was trying to record these ruins, Red Team went with the Spirit of Fire to pursue the Professor. Douglas-042 recommended that they destroy the Covenant vessel holding Anders, evidently within earshot of Sergeant John Forge. The two scuffled and broke a chair and a bulkhead in the process, but this turned out to be something of a brotherly bonding, as they always dined together in the ship's mess hall after this. Douglas and Red Team aided the forces of the Spirit of Fire in their efforts to stop the Covenant from activating a fleet of Forerunner warships contained within Shield World 0459, the Etrin Harborage, where Professor Anders had been taken. They also fought against the virulent parasite known as the Flood, which had contaminated the surface and later the internal workings of the Shield World. This makes Douglas-042 and the other members of Red Team the only Spartan-IIs to have fought the Flood besides the Master Chief. Douglas and Red Team helped to deliver and defend a slipspace bomb created from the Spirit of Fire's own Shaw Fujikawa Translight engine, which would be used to destroy the Etrin Harborage and everything within. The bomb was damaged in a fight between Forge and the Arbiter, with the former choosing to sacrifice himself to activate the drive and destroy the Shield World. Douglas and Red Team, along with the Spirit of Fire, evacuated before the explosion destroyed everything. The Spartans then entered cryosleep, as did most of the crew, their ship now adrift in space. Douglas's story doesn't end here. On March 28, 2559, the Spirit of Fire was pulled through slipspace by an unknown source to Installation 00, the Ark. Douglas, Alice, and Jerome were dispatched to the surface to investigate a distress call. They eventually arrived at the Henry Lamb Research Outpost, where they found the smart AI Isabel, who begged them to take her and flee. Moments later, they were ambushed by the brute Atriox, the leader of the Banished, who single-handedly repelled all 3 Spartans. Atriox used his energy gauntlet to break Douglas's shoulder, as well as directly strike him with Chainbreaker and destroy his helmet. Douglas fell unconscious shortly afterward and was dragged back to Red Team's Warthog by Alice-130. Jerome and Douglas made a hurried return to the Spirit of Fire, where medics were on standby for the wounded super soldier. Alice had stayed on the surface to provide cover for their retreat. Spartan-042 would continue to fully recuperate from his injuries, and would eventually join the fight against the Banished. His armor was restored by components of Gen 2 Mjolnir taken from UNSC facilities previously established on the Ark. He aided Jerome-092 and SOF ground forces in dismantling the Banished portal network around the Ark, and helped to kill Atriox's trusted lieutenant Decimus. He was also charged with defending a Forerunner particle cannon, which Isabel used to paralyze the Enduring Conviction assault carrier, so that she and Jerome could board and destroy the vessel. In the course of Red Team's mission to secure the newly forged Halo Installation 09, Douglas was able to commandeer a Scarab Walker, which he used to great effect in destroying Banished forces. The 3 Spartans would go on to assist Professor Anders in her goal of reaching the Halo's control room, where she could install a distress beacon and take the Halo ring to UNSC-controlled space. After a final defensive stand against the Banished, which gave Anders the time to successfully gain control of the ring, Douglas and the remaining UNSC forces evacuated to the Spirit of Fire just as the Professor took Installation 09 into slipspace. Thank you all for watching. I know I haven't uploaded in a little while, but I'm hoping to continue with more regular uploads and more lore. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and as always, until next time.